Hey guys, it's Stephanie Legacy coming to you to remind you to love your life and live your legacy. So today I want to take just a brief moment to continue my conversation about the COVID-19 vaccine and my experience of what I am seeing 1 week post-vaccine. So it's been exactly a week since I got the COVID-19 vaccine. And as a reminder, I got the vaccine through the Minnesota Vaccine Connector because I am a healthcare professional, and I received the Johnson & Johnson or Janssen COVID-19 vaccine, which is a one-time shot and does not require any special freezer storage. So that's great. And you may or may not know, but it takes about 2 weeks to get the immune response that you're expected to get from the vaccine. So I just figured I'd do a 1 week follow-up and a 2 week follow-up to let you know if anything else has come up for me as we all go through, I'll go through this process probably for the first time. So this should not be construed as medical advice. I definitely recommend you talk with your healthcare professional, have a conversation with them to go through any questions or concerns that you might have. Each person's experience is going to be individual, and I think in most cases it probably does make sense to get one form or another of the vaccine. I actually spoke to a patient the other day who definitely did not make sense for them to get the mRNA, which is the Pfizer or Moderna version. But either way, each patient's scenario is unique, and if you have any special scenarios, definitely want to talk to your physician. Again, if you don't believe in vaccines, you probably just want to click on through this video because it's not for you. All right, so as a reminder, when I got the vaccine, I had said basically I had them do it in my right arm, even though I'm right arm dominant, just because I knew that way I'd be moving it a little bit more throughout the day, be a little bit more active, and chances of it getting stiff would probably be less. I also sleep on my left side, and so I didn't want to be sleeping on the side that I had just gotten a vaccine in. When I got the vaccine, I will say it did sting a little bit. It wasn't bad. I didn't cry or anything, but it just stung a little bit on injection. It was a half a milliliter amount of liquid. One of my colleagues shared that he thought it was a large volume. It's the same volume as a flu shot, and he said that his arm really hurt up to like a week later. So I think some of it can come down to vaccine administration technique. I will say I've had patients where when I've given vaccines, they haven't even known that I've given them the vaccine. So I think some of that can play into it, but generally speaking, very well tolerated. The other thing I said at the time that I almost forgot to even talk about side effects because honestly, I didn't really feel like I had that many. For me, it was very tolerable. I said potentially, and I was even questioning it. So, if you're questioning what it's related to, it's probably nothing, but I did have a slight headache. Now I do clench my teeth and my jaw, and I've been high stress with work, so it could have been related to that too. But I did have a slight headache that night into the next day, and then I felt a little bit more draggy, like tired or run down. But I was also up late working till like 1 o'clock the night before, and then like I don't know. Past 10 o'clock other nights. So was it related to the vaccine or was it just my circumstances? I can't really be certain. The other thing I'll say is that I noticed on Thursday night that my left ear kind of felt like I was starting to get an ear infection, which I don't get ear infections. And it just felt tender in there. I even put a Q-tip in and I was like, gosh, it kind of hurts. So I slept on it, no problem. It wasn't so painful that it was interrupting my sleep or anything like that. And then Friday, same thing. And, so I, was kind of like searching. I looked at the vaccine adverse reaction reporting system, or adverse event reporting system. Couldn't see that there, were any major red flags there in terms of leading to ear infection. My thought is, they do use a cold virus to administer this. They basically manipulate a cold virus so that they can get something and it looks like the spike protein on the COVID-19 coronavirus. And then that way, if your body were to encounter it, they would already recognize that shape and that spike, right? So it's not a live cold virus, but it is meant to mount an immune response as your body works to break down that cold virus. So potentially, you know, something with my inflammatory system, some histamine, you know, maybe there was some kind of like drainage going on. Not really sure. I did find, obviously, that in some more rare cases, ear infection can be related to COVID-19 as a side effect. But regardless, I woke up Saturday and realized that my ear didn't hurt anymore. So again, I don't know. Could have been a fluke. Could have been somewhat related. Can't really say for certain, but I was probably just paying far more attention and correlating or attributing things to the potential of the vaccine than I would have, you know, if it would have just been some other random week. Other than that, for me personally, I feel that I've tolerated very well. I will continue to, you know, pay attention to my symptoms. I'll give you another report next week. I will say on one of the healthcare practitioner kind of Facebook pages that I'm on, reactions do seem to be somewhat mixed. Most people seem to be tolerating it fairly well, but some people are experiencing some nausea-like feelings or nausea, or they're even getting some more flu-like symptoms where they're just tired or feverish. Basically ended up kind of just taking the rest of the day off to recover and get through it. But generally speaking, over, you know, like a day or two, symptoms resolved. I even saw there was one person who said, I tolerate it totally fine, and my husband, he did not. So again, each person's different. I'm just sharing what my experience was, hoping that it can help you to remove any of that hesitancy that you might have, knowing that more and more people are getting them and more people are having successful experiences, because maintaining your life and your health and moving on and getting through this next step of the pandemic so we can all continue to improve our mental health and just our daily lives. That's all part of getting back to loving our lives so we can live our legacy. So with that, I thank you for joining, and I will post another video next week sharing my week 2 as I'm working towards full immune response that's expected with the vaccine. I don't anticipate anything else happening, but you never know. So most side effects are within like 15 minutes to 48 hours max. But either way, thanks for joining. I'll be sure to share my honest experience with you, and I hope you guys have a great day.